Hi everyone and welcome to my craft room this afternoon. Well, I had an order to do, so I thought I would turn on the camera and show you what I'm up to. Been doing a bit of designing this morning. So this is one of the sheets from the Monochromatic Moments. And this is one of the topper sheets that I've designed to go with it. So we're going to start off with a 7x14 sheet of white cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both corners over, press down lightly, and then using the scoring tool I'm just going to give it a nice firm crease to create my square 7-inch card blank. So I'm gonna pop on this beautiful peonies backing paper. I'm just gonna mark it off so I know where to trim. I'm just using my Tonic Studios guillotine. To trim off what I need. So just to make that pop on the card, I'm going to take some black cardstock and just to add a little bit of colour around the outside, I'm going to use my graphite mini ink pad from Dreamies. This is a Dinky Inkies ink pad, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a rough distressed look right around the outside of the paper. It just gives it a little bit more of a dramatic effect and stop it as being as stark against the black card. So, taking my tape pen, going to cut this down to make it a little bit easier. My guillotine is an A4 guillotine, but now that I'm in Canada, I'm using letter sized cardstock, so it doesn't fit in, so I'm having to trim around the area to pass it through the guillotine. So that's the base layer sorted. I'm just going to pop that to one side, and then I'm going to work with a design sheet. So the design sheet has 6 individual topper elements. 2 have sentiments on, wishing you a very happy birthday and thinking of you. And the other 4 I've left plain for to use with your own stamps or peel-offs or any of your little die cut sentiments. So I'm going to be working on the happy birthday one today. So I'm just going to cut that out. And then using the graphite ink pad again, I'm going to do exactly the same effect. Just give it a lovely inking around the outside. Now this time I've got some beautiful glitter cardstock, which I got from the dollar store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mat and layer it onto some black paper, sorry, black cardstock. I'm just going to pop this over there. It'll just help me see the lines. It's very hard when you're working with black card and you're working on a black mat. So there we go. Pop that down. And we just want a little frame around the outside, not a lot. And then what we're going to do for a rather bold pop of colour is we're going to take some bright pink cardstock. I love black and white and bright colours. I think the cards can look really dramatic. It's just something a little bit different. I'm just taking a little bit of time with this because I do want to make sure that I've just got a nice little border all the way around. There's the pink, and then I'm going to pop this onto the glitter card. Now for this glitter card, it is actually glitter. I don't know if you can see little elements do come off. Now this, with it being quite a rough texture, I really want it to hold the topper quite firmly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a wet glue, and I'm using the Michael's Recollections mixed media glue, and I just appear to have a little air block in the nozzle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of craft wire, I'm going to insert it into the nozzle, just give it a little wiggle, and then hopefully that'll clear the air block. There we go. That's usually because I leave my glue sitting around without the top on. And the nice thing about using the wet glue as well is, rather than a tape pen, which is instant adhesive, you do have a little bit of wiggle room while you're waiting for the wet glue to dry. So if you're not exactly straight, or you've got a little bit of time to move it about before it dries. And then just to add a little bit of dimension onto the card, I'm going to use some dimensional foam tape. This is a 3mm foam tape. I'm just going to add this to the back just to create a little bit of elevation and profile to the card. This one's not going in the mail, so I can go as fancy as I like. Just peel the backing of this away. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this card around. I really like this design here, and I don't really want to cover that up that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the sentiment in the top left hand corner, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange a beautiful bouquet of flowers as a semi-crescent design all the way around. So I'll get this popped down on the card. And I'm going to pop this on using a combination of my tape pen and the wet glue, just for extra security. Make sure the card's opening the right way. There's nothing worse than getting finished with your card and then it being on upside down. So give that a firm press down. Didn't bother with any wet glue there, it's going to hold quite well to the card blank anyway. And you can see how this is coming together quite nicely. So I'm going to take some white sisal. Form that into a ball and just add that on. We can trim off the excess later, I'm not going to worry about it. And then I'm going to add some of these beautiful pre-prepared, here's some I made earlier out of my pre-made flower box. Some little flowers. Now if you would like to see how to make these flowers, I do have lots of flower making tutorials available in the gallery, so you might want to have a look at those. Some of these are made using dies, some are punched elements, and some require no tools at all, like these rolled roses. The edge is cut with an edged shaped edge scissor, like these. Then I just roll them up using a kebab stick or a paintbrush. So I think I'm going to add some foliage to this. So I'm going to take some of my flower cuts embellishments. I'm going to take a few ivy leaves. If anyone is interested in these ivy leaves, I do have them available as digital downloads in my Etsy shop. You can cut them out by hand and use them in your projects, or if you have a digital cutting machine like I have a Cameo 4, it'll cut them out for you. So there we go. I'm just going to take my tonic foam mat and my ball tool. As you can see, there's different colours. This is the lighter green, this is the darker green. You can use any foliage you have. If you've got any foliage punches or foliage dies, it's quite nice to use them in with your handmade flowers. It creates a more realistic effect. I think when you have a nice bouquet of flowers or a flower arrangement, it's really important to use nice foliage, so I tend to use the same aspects when I'm creating cards. So I have lots of videos of me showing how to use these, so I'm just rattling through. All I've done is use my ball tool, gone around the outside just to create a more realistic shape of the ivy leaf. And then coming back to the card blank, I'm going to have the smaller one up here. The larger one right on the edge. And then this one I'm just going to tuck in there. One I'm going to pop here, and I'm classing this as my focal flower. And I'm going to pop this beautiful rose on. Just to bring through the colour of the pink, I'm going to take my Ink Dinkadoo ink pad stack And I'm just going to add a little bit of pink to the outsides of the petals. This one was one of the rolled roses, and I used the Fiskars decal-edge scissors to cut the petal shape, and I rolled it up. I'm just going to place this one here. Now I've got some of these lovely flower stamens. See if I can get them out the jar. Now I love using these for the centres of the flowers. But another way that I like to use them is in amongst my flowers as well. I think they look like little berries. I've been using some of my Christmas cards and you can get some really nice effects with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few of these. I'm going to crisscross them and add a little bit of glue to my card, and then using my tweezers rather, I'm just going to apply them to the hot glue, making sure that my fingers are nowhere near. Same again. I'm going to tuck these ones underneath that rose. That's a good thing about metal tweezers is the glue just comes straight off. Go. So I've got this little one here. I'm going to pop him at the top. I like this when I'm creating flowers on a card. I use the same rules as if I was doing a flower arrangement. So normally you would start up with your smaller flowers and create a line through the design, working towards your main focal flowers, interweaving between the foliage. So I think I like that one there. I'm going to go in with some more of that pink just to bring the colour through. And you could certainly use coloured card for the flowers. I get a lot of questions from people saying why a lot of my flowers white or cream. Well, I tend to do trays of pre-made flowers like this quite often, and I choose to make them in a white or cream because it really does speed up the process when you're making cards. You can add whatever colour you want to them, but it just makes the process a little bit quicker. I like to have the main flowers in a white and cream and then add in the coloured accents. So I'm just going to take a couple of pearl beads and I'm going to pop a little bit of glue to the centre of this flower and a little bit to that one. And then what I'm going to do, just to bring all the colour through, is I'm going to use my Fiskars flower punch. I'm just going to punch out a few of this. There we go, that should be enough. And take those out. I'm just going to create a few more flowers to go in. I just use my ball tool. I'm starting at the top and just rolling in towards myself. As I say, I've got quite a few flower making tutorials, so if you would like to spend a bit of time and watch those and learn how to make these from scratch. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue onto the bottom of there. Pop him inside. Just going to slightly turn the edge of the petals on that one. And then just trying to offset the petals so I get a nice little shape. There's one done. So this was just to show you a little fun layout. I was designing this sheet for a customer today, so I thought I would pop it up on my Etsy shop just in case anyone's looking for anything similar. I think that's the fun part of it, is a lot of the design sheets I create out of necessity because I can't find what I want to buy locally. I have a fantastic Michaels near me, but card making's not that popular in Canada where I am, so they don't do toppers or decoupage or anything that I'm used to working with, so I've had to be creative and design my own. So if you would like to support the channel, it would really help us out if you bought a backing paper or a design sheet. All the money that I make from the sales of my downloads and the sale of my finished items, I sell my handmade cards and crafts, all the money goes back into doing more videos and to be able to continue doing tutorials. So I thank you for that. If anyone would like to see more, you're more than welcome to pop over and join me on Facebook. I have a lovely little crafting community on there where we share ideas and card making techniques. So I'll pop the link in the description below. If you just look under the video and at the description and click on the see more, I'll put the link in there for you. Put the link in for the Facebook group and my Etsy shop. Also as well, if you have cards to make and you can't find a particular colour or style of backing paper or a design sheet, then please do feel free to reach out. I'm always looking for ideas for requests for different colours and designs. So there we go, there's the last few little flowers done. And you can see how that just completely pulls through the pink of that layer. And it's great with the design sheet and the backing paper being greys and whites. It means that you can keep adding different colours all the time. This would look so different with lilacs, or you could use mirror card. It means that you can create lots of different projects and they'll look different every time. So I'm just going to take some Crystal Nouveau drops. And this one's called Neptune. And I'm just going to go into the centre of the flower and create a little bead. I just wanted something a little bit different to the pearl beads that I've used on the other flowers. And just to match up the pearls that I've got in these lovely flowers, I'm going to take some of these self-adhesive pearl gems. And I'm going to pop 2 of them in this corner. One in the bottom left. There we go. And one in the top left. And there's my card done for today. I really hope you've liked this video. If you have, please give it some interaction, give it a like, give it a comment. It all helps the channel. Any interaction that we have helps us get better visibility. If you would like to see more of our videos, you can go to our video gallery. And if you would like to be notified the next time we publish a video, please do hit the subscribe button. If you have a Google account, make sure that the notification bell is turned on. That way you'll get a little message the next time we upload a video. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. And if you would like to see more, don't forget to pop over and join me on Facebook. We'd love to see you. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.